Tonight, a troubling new report reveals most Bahamian teens have tried alcohol by late adolescence, with teen drinking and obesity rates now soaring across the islands. Plus, a South African woman is dead and a Mexican man hospitalized after a suspected murder and attempted suicide aboard a docked yacht in Harbour Island. Police say both worked on the vessel. And as America gears up to celebrate its 249th independence, the local U.S. charge d'affaires says the bond between the Bahamas and the U.S. remains strong, built on decades of partnership and shared resilience. Then in our news at 7:30, from false letters to viral videos, the Foreign Affairs Minister calling out what he says is a coordinated effort to spread lies and stir unrest. He's warning Bahamians to be vigilant. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. We begin with a Marco alert just issued by police moments ago. Authorities are searching for 14-year-old Daxton Jordan Oliver Durham of the United States, who has been reported missing. The alert, which came around 6:30 p.m., says he was last seen on Thursday, July 3rd at Lynden Pindling International Airport. Daxton is described as having a light brown complexion and slim build. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you are urged to contact police immediately at 919 or the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 2. We'll continue to follow the story and bring you any updates as they come in. Be sure and head over to Our News Bahamas on Facebook. And many young Bahamians being introduced to alcohol earlier than you might think. A new study shows that by late adolescence, most teens have already had their first drink. But that's just the beginning. The survey, which spanned 8 major islands, found that teen alcoholism has more than doubled and teen obesity has more than tripled. Bethany McDermott has more on the concerning findings.
Much of the data is nothing short of alarming, demonstrating that the health and well-being of teens in the Bahamas has worsened dramatically.
This is the 4th population assessment of Bahamian teens in the last 27 years, and according to health officials, the progression over the years is damning. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with other agencies, conducted the 2025 Global School Health Survey. The survey shows what Moxie calls a deeply concerning rise in substance use among teens in the Bahamas. The data shows e-cigarette use is emerging at 17%, while alcohol use is at a crisis level.
The proportion of teens who have ever consumed alcohol, excluding for religious use, has more than doubled, from 32% to 74%. Currently, 34% of teens are active drinkers, with binge drinking rising 6-fold from 2% to 12%, and drunkenness climbing from 21% to 27%.
Moxie says more than half of the teens used illegal drugs by the age of 13. Additionally, lifetime cocaine use surged to 12% in 2023, while marijuana use more than doubled. The survey revealed that overweight teens have increased by 135% from 1998.
Obesity has tripled, jumping from 7% to 21%.
On a more positive note, Moxie says teen sex health shows encouraging signs. With more teens choosing to delay sexual activity, fewer are having sex under 13, and the number of teens with multiple sexual partners has declined. However,
nearly 50% of sexually active teens reported having unprotected sex, indicating that condom knowledge is not translating into condom use.
The report surveyed more than 2,000 students on 8 islands, namely Abaco, Grand Bahama, Exuma, Eleuthera, New Providence, Andros, and the Berry Islands. The survey received an 80% response rate. Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Bethany. A murder and attempted suicide investigation is underway on Harbour Island after a South African woman found stabbed to death aboard a yacht this afternoon. Police say it was just after 1 p.m. when Eleuthera officers responded to the scene. Once on board, police say they found the woman's body in the engine room, along with a Mexican man they believe is responsible. He allegedly tried to take his own life by slitting his wrists. Our news understands both individuals worked on the yacht. The 40-year-old man was arrested and taken to a nearby clinic for treatment. And prosecutors are seeking a sentence of at least 20 years for a man convicted of raping a 9-year-old girl. Kenneth Romaine was last month unanimously convicted of raping the child who contracted a sexually transmitted infection. His now 13-year-old victim told the court how he threatened to kill her and her mother if she told anyone what he did to her. The incident happened in November 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Prosecutors suggested a sentence in the range of 20 to 30 years was appropriate in the case, while Romaine's lawyer suggested a sentence of 7 years. Justice Janine Weish Gomez is expected to hand down her sentencing judgment on August 20th. U.S. Charge d'Affaires Kimberly Furnish reaffirming the strong ties between the Bahamas and the United States, saying the alliance remains solid. Her comments come as Americans get ready to celebrate their 249th Independence Day this Friday. Furnish joined Bahamian and U.S. officials at a pre-independence reception Wednesday night, celebrating the long-standing friendship between the two nations. The event was held at John Watling's distillery, where Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt led a toast in honor of the enduring partnership. Furnish told the crowd the relationship has been built over decades, strengthened through shared experiences like hurricane recovery, joint investments, and close collaboration between law enforcement agencies.
Our shared prosperity is a win for both of our countries. Just last week, the U.S. Exim Bank approved a $100 million deal that will provide state-of-the-art U.S.-made turbines to bring fast and reliable power to New Providence. Mr. Prime Minister, the United States stands with the Bahamas, and we aren't going anywhere. We are so proud to do this with you, and there is more to come, sir. On the security front, keeping America safe means keeping the Bahamas safe. I'm so proud of the robust law enforcement and military partnerships that we maintain.
And Prime Minister Philip Davis, he also joined the celebration, marking the night of unity and diplomacy.
That bond is strengthened through robust trade relationships, joint ventures in renewable energy, and an enhancing and enduring commitment to regional security and development. Together, we respond to the challenges of climate change. Together, we advance the cause of democracy and good governance. Together, we navigate the complexities of a rapidly evolving world. The United States has long demonstrated that true leadership means creating pathways for others to prosper.
All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Gideon, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. A warm and humid evening on the outside right now with lots of clouds. 83 is our current temperature, southeast winds at 10 miles per hour. It feels like temperature, still a very warm 88 degrees. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands, it's 83 across the entire northwest Bahamas, the exception being Marsh Harbour, Abaco. Guys are 82 right now with some showers nearby. Central Bahamas, 83 in Kemps Bay, Black Point, Exuma, and in Cuba Towns in Salvador. 84 is in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, the Exumas, Port Nelson, Rum Key, Deadman's Key, Long Island, and into the southeast Bahamas. 84, Duncantown, Ragged Island. 85 is popping up in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, Abrams Bay, Meguana, Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, Masutani, Navu, you are the warm spot at 87. Satellite radar composite, that upper level low is still persistent. It's to the north of us, but it is dragging a lot of moisture across areas. So we saw some showers and thunderstorms across most of the northwest Bahamas, especially the northern islands, Grand Bahama and the Abacos. Some of those will be moving across tonight. We expect this to continue through tomorrow, and then a front is expected to drop near the northern Bahamas by the weekend. We'll tell you more about that later on in the newscast.
Coming up in sports, so many teams are in the DeAndre Ayton sweepstakes, but only one could win. Turns out it's the most polarizing fan base in the NBA. This should be fun.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
And I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going
Well,
on.
I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice. I love the sound of that. So this is like VIP access to the news you don't want to miss out. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to press the notification bell on the WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you don't miss out on all of the real-time updates.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of...
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. It didn't take very long for DeAndre Ayton to find a new home. Almost immediately upon clearing waivers, Ayton was back on the roster of a West Coast contender. Ayton will reportedly sign a 2-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers worth approximately $16.6 million and includes a player option for the 26-27 season. The Lakers used their mid-level exception to land the veteran 7-footer, looking to reshape the identity of a much-maligned front court. Ayton was bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers and forfeited roughly $10 million from his $35 million salary in favor of free agency.
The Philadelphia 76ers have officially begun minicamp ahead of the 2025 NBA Summer League. And of course, rookie VJ Edgecombe is the most highly anticipated name on the roster. The camp held at the team's practice facility in Camden, New Jersey features a mix of rookies, sophomores, and undrafted free agents who will compete in both the Salt Lake City and Las Vegas Summer League showcases. The number 3 overall pick in this year's draft, Edgecombe is wasting no time making his presence felt. Edgecombe says he's embracing more of an expansive role, stating he wants to take on more point guard duties throughout the summer slate.
Bahamas Athletic Pride will host its signature event showcasing the best youth softball players throughout the country. Over the course of the next few days, BAP will host the show All-Star Survival 2025, a national under-14 and under-18 girls softball showcase spotlighting 100 of the top players across the Bahamas. Event organizers said the intention is to celebrate talent, community, and social awareness in the sport. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Trump secures a major win as his sweeping tax and spending bill clears the House. Critics say it hurts everyday Americans. Plus, insulting claims. A juror in the Sean Diddy Combs trial says the acquittal on major charges wasn't about fame. And the U.S. Coast Guard teams up with Canada and the Netherlands in a major Caribbean drug bust. When Our News returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's very...
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
After days of internal GOP drama, the U.S. House on Thursday narrowly passed President Donald Trump's massive tax cut and spending bill, seen as a major political win ahead of U.S. Independence Day. The White House called it a victory, with Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt confirming Trump will sign the bill Friday at a, quote, big, beautiful ceremony. The 218 to 214 vote saw all Democrats and 2 Republicans oppose the plan, which the Congressional Budget Office says adds $3.4 trillion to the national debt. Former U.S. President Joe Biden blasted the bill as reckless and cruel, saying it guts health care, slashes food aid, and benefits billionaires. A juror in the Sean Diddy Combs trial is defending the jury's decision to acquit the music mogul of sex trafficking and racketeering charges, saying celebrity status had nothing to do with it. In a statement to ABC News, the unnamed juror called suggestions of bias insulting, insisting the verdict was based solely on evidence and the law. Combs was convicted Wednesday on 2 counts of prostitution-related offenses and now faces up to 20 years in prison. He was denied bail and will be sentenced later this year. The trial included emotional testimony from 34 witnesses, including his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. The United States Coast Guard says it offloaded more than $20 million worth of cocaine and marijuana in Miami on Wednesday, following multiple drug busts in the Caribbean Sea. According to a statement from the Coast Guard, the seizures totaled over 2,200 pounds of cocaine and 3,300 pounds of marijuana. The operations involved international partners, including crews from Canada and the Netherlands. Commander Brian Gismervik of Qatar Northland called it a team effort to stop drugs from reaching U.S. shores. The busts were coordinated by the Joint Interagency Task Force South based in Key West, Florida. All right, what if Grand Bahama could grow enough organic food to feed the entire island without soil and with hardly any pesticides? Well, that's the vision behind a local hydroponic farm on the rise. With government setting aside $10 million more to support food security and modern farming methods, tonight's Sustainability First, one woman is hoping the new funding could help her turn her dream into a national model.
Bahamas first, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
It goes all the way straight down to the bottom, and as you can see, we have beautiful peppers at the bottom. We have beautiful lettuce here. We have strawberries. We have all kinds of herbs growing here. That's just been planted with lettuce. So yeah, it's just a drip feeding. So, and we turn them on for maybe 15, 20 minutes a day. That's it.
Owner and lead grower at Local Organics in Freeport, Tiffany Dennison is on a mission to feed Grand Bahama with a hydroponic farm that she's hopeful can scale up over 4 acres of property she already owns. She's hopeful for a $500,000 grant from government to make it happen, as government recently announced in its budget a $10 million bump in the agriculture budget from $25 million to $35 million. Until then, she continues to grow to meet a growing demand.
These are all your mixed greens, and
in different places, our spring mix.
I got it.
Because we actually grew herbs in here initially, and we always have done, and edible flowers. But this was a test to see how well it's going to do in this system, even in this heat. Beautiful peppers, right?
Peppers are so...
I know, they're beautiful, yeah.
And for her, the mission is personal.
We sell more locally, we sell at the markets. I mean, and I'm going to have to start preserving stuff because we have things like all this parsley.
And just why is this local push so personal? Dennison says it's her love of Grand Bahama and the wider Bahamian community, especially those struggling with health issues like cancer, hypertension, and diabetes, who she says deserve truly organic food.
We eat everything from somewhere else, and you know, yes, it might be organic, but I guarantee you it's got preservatives sprayed on it to keep it for a little bit longer. I can open the bag and tell you because I can smell it.
It's why she encourages support for local farmers.
You know, what we're getting from the States, we can cut down on that carbon footprint, on shipping, on handling, on, you know, duties. We can do it right here, local, organic.
Dennison says consume that kind of food and watch the difference in your health and your wallet. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was July 3rd. Then in our news at 7:30, from DJ battles to cultural expos, Grand Bahama rolling out the red carpet this independence. We'll tell you the coming home reunion, promising a celebration packed with culture. But first, a new report finds 1 in 5 Bahamian teens have attempted suicide. We'll tell you the national survey revealing a growing mental health crisis among Bahamian teens when our news returns.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trevor Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
I'm very excited.
This is our news. Welcome back. On this day in Bahamian history in 1964, Bahamian boxing legend Ray Minus Jr. was born in Nassau. Over his career, he captured multiple titles, including the Bahamas lightweight, light, welterweight, and British Commonwealth titles. And in 2019, a massive bus strike throughout New Providence brought the service to a standstill. The walkout left hundreds of passengers stranded across 19 routes. If you want to learn more about the events that shaped the day that was July 3rd, head over to ournews.bs. A moment of national pride Thursday morning as several Bahamians received King's Honors for outstanding contributions to society. The investiture ceremony at Government House recognized leaders in business, religion, and community service. Demetrius George Moscow was awarded the Order of British Empire for his work in business. Reverend Diana E. Francis and Bishop Godfrey Randolph Williams received the Member of the British Empire for their work in religion, youth, and community development. Bishop Hensel Ruthnell Kemp posthumously and Dr. Inez Rold were awarded the British Empire Medal for their dedication to religion. Prime Minister Philip Davis praised the honorees for their service and commitment to the nation.
Each of you, in your own right, is a pillar in our nation's foundation. You have lived lives of purpose, not for applause, but for impact. So today, we all pause from our own agendas and priorities to say thank you, each of you. These honors bestowed by the King and conferred in this historic space are not simply accolades. They are affirmations of character, a legacy, and enduring national value.
And Reverend Francis, who was among those honored for her work with youth and in the religious community, said the recognition, a deeply personal milestone.
Being honored today is a tremendous privilege. I'm certainly very, very grateful, and I'm sure all of the honorees today are exceptionally grateful. In addition, it's a bittersweet experience because today, this weekend, we prepared to lay my mother to rest, Dr. Marjorie Eloise Taylor Sweet Potato Francis, who has been a national trailblazer in the country. She, along with my father, the late Reverend Dr. Earl Francis. So it's a bittersweet day for our family.
And another day of pride this Friday. It's National Day of Pride. Bahamians all being encouraged to wear the national colors and celebrate our rich heritage by diving into local culture. So make sure and wear your Bahamian colors all day tomorrow. All right, that's going to do it for us in News at 7. Natalia Hall, she's up next at 7:30. But first, it's time for Thursday's The New Friday entertainment correspondent, Danielle Miller. She's somewhere on the island getting the weekend started. And Denny, it looks like you're somewhere on Paradise Island.
Hi, Ken. Yes, I am. Hi, Ken. Yes, I am. I am in Paradise at Atlantis, of course. I am at Coastal One in the Cove enjoying a 5-course meal paired with the best champagne, Moet. As you can see behind me, there's the Moet station that welcomed us, and also an amazing view of the garden here at the Cove and the beach. But I also have a special guest, Chef Ian Karashai. Now, Chef Ian, can you tell me just a little bit of the dishes that we're having tonight?
Okay, tonight we're going to have like 5 different dishes. And then the first course we come with the more like a tuna grade A, like miang tuna, which is like sweet and sour and salty. Every bite you bite into it, it's like you bite in Thailand. And then the second one, we have the coconut relish, which is with the rice cracker. You have the rice and then black sticky rice as well, dehydrated and really crispy, and then you can actually dip, like we call it the chip and dips.
Nice. Now, I already started indulging in some of these meals. I can't wait to get back to it. We're not going to tell you everything because we want you to come on down to Koh San and try it for yourself. But for your weekly dose of entertainment news, tune into our 7:30 p.m. broadcast. You'll be watching from your phone, right, Chef?
Yes, absolutely.
That does it for us here. Back to you in studio, guys.
Daddy.
All right, thanks so much, Denny. Thank you so much for that,
Daddy
Denny.
made me hungry. I can't even pronounce it.
She did. Listen,
yeah.
Listen, I did hear you over there saying,
Yeah, I'm so hungry. I was gonna have pizza for dinner, but I think I want what Denny's having.
Yeah, me too. I heard something about coconut relish. Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever that was sounded
I hope
interesting.
Denny's bringing us something back. All right. Well, stay tuned to our news on Thursdays to see more of Danielle's escapades. But for now, here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on our news live at 7:30, a new report on teen mental health shows 1 in 5 Bahamian students have attempted suicide, and nearly a third say they feel hopeless. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville making the revelation. Also, a Bahamian who pleaded guilty in a DEA drug sting is now awaiting his fate. The 60-year-old was caught earlier this year in a U.S. operation. Plus, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell is warning the public to stay alert after a fake letter circulated online alleging security concerns involving the United States and the Bahamas, and later headed back to school in the U.S. this fall. While you may want to double-check your social media page. This as the U.S. State Department is now requiring public social media accounts for international students. Officials say they're looking for red flags in what you post. The story when our news live at 7:30 returns.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is the great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. They're going to Bahama.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise. Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Keisha, one thing with you ain't never have no money. I just sent Miko inside Wendy's just now because Wendy's having their summer promo. Just hot cash, girl. Yes, hot cash. But anyway, we did this one right now. We trying to win this $10,000. And even if you ain't win the $10,000, you can win $2,500 every week. Even if you don't get no ride, Keisha. Anyway, Keisha, I go on Miko Reach. Fine. All you gotta do is upgrade any combo between 1 to 12 to medium or large. And they get this new spicy chicken club sandwich. But I just sent Miko inside there for from June 24th to August 1st. You ain't getting the Wendy's, that's on you. But don't ask me for no money when I win.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771. Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. The 2025 Global School Health Survey reveals that 1 in 5 Bahamian students between 13 and 18 years old have attempted suicide. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville revealed the findings of the survey, which also show that 28% of students reveal persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. The report surveyed more than 2,000 students on 8 islands, namely Abaco, Grand Bahama, Exuma, Eleuthera, New Providence, Andros, and the Berry Islands. The survey received an 80% response rate. Darville said 1 in 4 teens, or 25%, have seriously contemplated suicide.
These numbers are very sobering and should not sit well with any of us present or anyone who's listening to our presentation. When it comes to diet and physical activity, students are consuming excessive amount of sugary beverages and ultra-processed foods with limited dietary intake of fruits and vegetables. Only 10% of our teens eat a daily recommended amount of vegetables, and 6% eat adequate fruits.
The report also revealed a startling increase in obesity, alcohol use, and unprotected sex among teens. Darville says government will implement multiple initiatives to address the concerns, including intervention and community-based support services, expand school-based health services, and launch a national nutrition and physical health campaign, among other things. Darville stressing the need to act.
Firstly, we need to look into a national adolescents health policy, focus on early identification, intervention, and community-based support services. Secondly, the expansion of school-based health services, ensuring access to more mental health counseling, nutritional guidance, reproductive health information, and substance abuse support.
While a 60-year-old Bahamian man caught in a DEA sting earlier this year is awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty, Roscoe Strawn, otherwise known as Stinky and Unks, will learn his fate in September. Strawn traveled to Florida from Nassau on February 26 to deal cocaine. He sold an undercover agent a kilo of cocaine for $17,000 the following day. He was arrested when he returned to sell an additional 15 kilos to the agent. Well, Foreign Affairs Minister slamming what he says is an avalanche of fake information spreading on social media with the intent to destabilize the country. The latest is a letter addressed to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio regarding security and immigration matters in the Bahamas. Mitchell stressed that everything in the letter is false. He's cautioning all to use their discernment and to not be fooled.
Everything in it is a total and absolute falsity. Lies, lies, lies. But again, it's getting currency around the country. And what is worse is you're addressing a foreign official who has the power of life or death over this country. And you are using a letter not just for the politics of today, but which will damage the country far into the future.
A letter was also circulated on social media claiming that the Bahamas pulled out of CARICOM. Mitchell stressing that is also false. He's also addressing 3 recent videos which accuses him of pushing a gay agenda. Mitchell telling reporters he thinks the video is politically motivated.
F&M and COI don't want me to call the names of those people who are suspects in that direction. If they want to go in that direction, I'm quite prepared to do so. The leader of the opposition spoke to me today, say it ain't him. It ain't him. Well, fine. But what I'm saying is the people who benefit from it can only be the F&M or COI. And they've not done anything to publicly disassociate themselves with this kind of disinformation. And so we have to call it out where it is.
While Bahamians heading to the U.S. for school this fall may want to double-check their social media profiles. This as the U.S. government is resuming student visa interviews, but with a new requirement: public social media screening. All international students applying for an F visa, including hundreds from the Bahamas each year, will now be required to make their social media accounts public. Officials say they'll be looking for any signs of hostility towards American citizens, culture, institutions, or government. The U.S. State Department paused the application process back in May. Well, during our monthly sit-down interview with our Bank and Trust Vice President and Group Head of Investment, David Slatter, he gave his take on the move, and he warned that what you post could have real consequences.
Invasion of privacy, excessive. I mean, you know, any of us were to think about our social media profile, how much of that is a function of what other people have sent to us, right? And we may try to go through and clear things and delete things, but to think that, you know, one tweet or one X or some Facebook post 2 years ago that was done in jest could result in you not getting access to the U.S. education system, I find is a bit excessive. I think everybody needs to be mindful of the significance of social media, right? So in addition, not just say the U.S. Approach to vetting potential students, but just from the standpoint of your own profile and how these things can be used against you, even if they're not necessarily true. So be mindful of what you do and say. It's not anonymous.
Well, cloudy skies in the capital on this Friday. Junior meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody, for our second look at weather around the islands and outside our studios. 83 degrees is our current temperature under cloudy skies, and it is a bit on the humid side. Southeast winds, 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature feels very warm. 88 degrees is what it feels like. Satellite radar composite, upper level low with some tropical moisture, deep tropical moisture, triggering some showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas, Grand Bahama, and the Abaco's, as well as portions of Bimini may have seen some of those. We will continue to see this rotate towards the northwest Bahamas. That's all courtesy of that low, but front expected by the weekend. That's expected to develop a low along it. The National Hurricane Center is watching that, giving it a 60% chance for formation. We'll tell you more about that later on in the newscast.
Still to come on our news, is the biggest thing holding Grand Bahama back is its thinking? Well, tonight in our City in Focus segment, our Candino Knowles talks to the Grand Bahama Chamber president, who says the island's future hinges on mindset. Also, Grand Bahama has a new landmark. The colorful Grand Bahama sign is now on display at the Fishing Hole Cultural Center. And later, from music to culture to community, Grand Bahama is going big for independence this year, and officials are encouraging all residents near and far to join the celebration. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
And I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel. So now, most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going on.
Well, I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice.
What if the biggest thing holding Grand Bahama back isn't just the economy or investment or even leadership? In tonight's City in Focus, our news anchor Candino Knowles talks with Chamber President Dylan Knowles, who says the island's greatest opportunity may lie in its mindset and its ability to think bigger.
I don't think that we understand as an island what our opportunities are, what we have that is unique to us. We were the first modern free trade zone in the world in 1955.
And yet in 2025, Grand Bahama is still waiting for a breakthrough. For some, it's been a long stretch of broken promises and bad timing. But Chamber President Dylan Knowles says part of the problem isn't what's been lost, it's what's been forgotten. He says Freeport was built for global ambition, but has settled into something smaller.
And very rarely do we get innovative and decide that we want to enter the global marketplace, which is what Freeport is all about.
And while finger-pointing isn't easy, Knowles says a culture of dependency has made people more likely to wait than build.
I mean, if you talk to the average person, the first question, the first comment that comes out of their mouth is, what is the Port Authority going to do? Not, what can I do?
For entrepreneurs who've taken risks and lost, like with the International Bazaar, the pain is real. Knowles understands that pain, but says risk comes with the territory.
That's life in commerce, right? Yeah. As I said, our market changed.
And if the island is going to bounce back, he believes there has to be a shift.
We're not really focused on the bigger picture and how we can help others that are eventually going to help ourselves.
It's the same mindset, he says, that keeps businesses divided and communities short-sighted, thinking in weeks, not years.
The other businesses are not our competitors. They are collaborators in this deal because their employees are our customers.
He says changing that mindset requires mentorship, training, showing up, and wanting more.
We're quite happy to take our paycheck and go bust it up partying, but we're not happy to take that same paycheck to go to a seminar that's going to help us.
And for Knowles, real change won't come from another ribbon cutting or job fair. It'll come when people decide to stop asking who's going to fix things and start asking, how can I?
We got to want it. You got to want it.
Because that's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, we got to want it.
Reporting for our news, I'm Candino Knowles.
Well, Grand Bahama's independence celebrations continue today with the unveiling of a new landmark on the island, the iconic Grand Bahama sign. The colorful, culture-infused sign now sits at the Fishing Hole Cultural Center, which was also relaunched today near the well-known Fishing Hole Bridge, the bridge that connects Freeport to West Grand Bahama. Similar signs have been unveiled in islands like Cat Island and Exuma, and today it was Grand Bahama's turn to shine. The sign was designed by His Excellency Jamal Roll. The unveiling drew community leaders and government officials, with Tourism Minister Chester Cooper calling it a mini smart city for the island.
This is going to be a mini smart city, first of all, where people can take their Instagrammable moments and upload it immediately to Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, as the case might be. This will be the first time we have that at any one of these icon signs, so that's another first for Grand Bahama. But the Minister for Grand Bahama has a great vision here. Food trucks supported by the Tourism Development Corporation, a farmer's market, a fisher's market, creatives, artisans and artists and musicians. We hope that this sign will be the beginning of the coming to life of this location. It's a great location connecting Freeport and West Grand Bahama, and therefore hundreds or thousands of Bahamians and guests will pass here.
Moxie says the landmark provides opportunities. As the Minister of Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, she also shared the significance of the curly-tailed lizard on the sign. It's also in partnership with the Tourism Development Corporation. Chairman Rafiq Simonat says it's not just a sign, it's a symbol.
It is bold, enduring, adaptable, and resilient. Characteristics that define the people of Grand Bahama. It thrives in multiple environments.
It will be a must-see stop for visitors coming to the Bahamas, and a photo-worthy stop, which is an important element for many visitors of these shores. It will be a moment for them to have a keepsake to remember their time in Grand Bahama. More importantly, it'll be a new tour location for local taxi drivers, tour operators, to bring their guests to continue to increase the product of tourism.
And still on Grand Bahama, with Independence Week just around the corner, the island is gearing up for a grand celebration. During a press conference at the Ministry of Grand Bahama on Wednesday, Minister Ginger Moxie says it's a chance to showcase culture and welcome Bahamians home with the Coming Home Reunion, calling for those near and far to return. Celebrations began on July 2nd with the Battle of the DJs at Smith's Point, followed by the unveiling of the Grand Bahama icon sign, and on July 4th there will be an expo highlighting local art, culture, and business at the Grand Lucine Resort. Then on July 5th, a 6 a.m. 5K walk, run, and cycle road race, plus a health fair will be held at the Harold de Gregory Government Complex. That night at 7, a cultural festival downtown Freeport will follow, and on Sunday, July 6th, an ecumenical service at 3 p.m. at the First Baptist Church.
All roads lead to the West for a West End move to support businesses in the West End community. On Wednesday, July 9th, the Grand Bahama community is invited to come out to Independence Park to celebrate our 52nd anniversary of independence. The event will feature an all-star music lineup with Simeon Outen, Decision, Raycon Bahamas, Sherrod Taylor, Wilfred Solomon, Nishi Ellis, D-Mac, and KB. Bahamian food, the Royal Bahamas Police Force mini tattoo, inspection of the guard, fireworks, and Junkanoo will also be on the day. The show begins at 7:30 p.m.
And some good news to report tonight as authorities say they have found 14-year-old Daxton Jordan Oliver Durham of the United States, who was reported missing earlier today. A Marco alert, which came around 6:30 p.m., said he was last seen on Thursday, July 3rd at the Lynden Pinling International Airport.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, and one of the biggest free agent moves of the NBA offseason, DA goes from the Pacific Northwest to Southern California. BJ prepares for Summer League, and Baps Softball hosts its signature event.
At Struckham.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Welcome to R Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. It didn't take very long for DeAndre Ayton to find a new home. Almost immediately upon clearing waivers, Ayton was back on the roster of a West Coast contender. Ayton will reportedly sign a 2-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers worth approximately $16.6 million and includes a player option for the 26-27 season. The Lakers used their mid-level exception to land the veteran 7-footer, looking to reshape the identity of a much-maligned front court. Ayton was bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers and forfeited roughly $10 million from his $35 million salary in favor of free agency. The top pick in the 2018 draft, he's averaged 16.4 points and 10.5 rebounds per game while shooting a highly efficient 59% from the field in his 7 seasons. After a 2-year stint with the Blazers, Ayton gets a fresh start in Los Angeles, a team desperate for size, physicality, and a lob threat presence in the pick and roll. The spotlight is brighter and the expectations higher, but so is the opportunity. The dominating era in LA begins now.
The Philadelphia 76ers have officially begun minicamp ahead of the 2025 NBA Summer League. And of course, rookie VJ Edgecombe is the most highly anticipated name on the roster. The camp held at the team's practice facility in Camden, New Jersey features a mix of rookies, sophomores, and undrafted free agents who will compete in both the Salt Lake City and Las Vegas Summer League showcases. The number 3 overall pick in this year's draft, Edgecombe is wasting no time making his presence felt. Edgecombe says he's embracing more of an expansive role, stating he wants to take on more point guard duties throughout the summer slate.
Being more of a point guard, but also being aggressive, and just being a great teammate. Always want to encourage my teammates at all times. Doesn't matter, the flow of the game. I just always want to be an encouraging person.
The Sixers will open Summer League play on July 5th in Salt Lake City, followed by the highly anticipated Las Vegas opener on July 10th against the San Antonio Spurs. The team will be coached by the player development specialist TJ Diallo. Edgecombe has stated that the team's goal is clear. We're trying to win Summer League.
Bahamas Athletic Pride will host its signature event showcasing the best youth softball players throughout the country. Over the course of the next few days, BAP will host the show All-Star Survival 2025, a national under-14 and under-18 girls softball showcase spotlighting 100 of the top players across the Bahamas. Event organizers said the intention is to celebrate talent, community, and social awareness in the sport. With over $800,000 in scholarship offers awarded to date and more than 75 recruitment offers extended, the show is a proven pathway to academic and athletic success.
So this year, after taking a break, we're hosting the 6th edition of the show All-Star Survival, and this event hosts the top 100 youth softball players in the country, as well as it gives them an opportunity to showcase their talent in front of US and college coaches.
Action began on the field today at the JBLN complex with the Elite Softball Camp and Combine. From Friday to Sunday, players will compete in showcase games and all-star challenges. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. You know, I think we may be two of the only people on the planet that thinks this Lakers 8 plan is going to work and are actively rooting for it.
Michael Thompson, Bahamians on Lakers, championships.
Good team already. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, glasses aren't just for vision anymore. They're a whole vibe. In tonight's entertainment segment, Daniel Miller checks out a trend that's turning eyewear into a fashion statement. And Greg is back with your extended weather when our news continues. Stay with us.
Loyal viewers, Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this.
This is our news. Welcome back. We still have that upper level low to the north of us that's generating some showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas, mainly Grand Bahama and the Upper Coast. That will continue through tonight as that upper level low slowly is absorbed by an upper level trough that's dipping across South Central Florida, and that's actually going to be bringing a front across our area. We do expect a low pressure system to develop off that front. National Hurricane Center giving a 60% chance now for development of something tropical just to the north of us, but good thing about it, will be moving away from us, but a trailing trough will keep some showers in the forecast during that time frame. The rest of the tropics quiet, couple of tropical waves moving across the tropical belt, two out there in the open Atlantic, another one approaching the Leeward Islands. Caribbean is quiet, the Gulf of Mexico quiet, and of course, as I mentioned, that upper level low and that trough generating showers across our areas through the weekend. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that dip in the jet stream across out of the northwest Bahamas, showers and thunderstorms popping up, and then Friday into Saturday gets really rough across the northwest Bahamas. Showers and thunderstorms could be some strong ones to severe at times. Boating forecast, we are expecting not too much on the northwest and central Bahamas. Southeast and south winds 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 foot seas. While in the southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there. East to southeast winds 50 knots, seas running 3 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, that upper level low and that trough combining, bringing some showers and thunderstorms across us. As I mentioned, a low is expected to develop. We will continue to monitor that for some possible tropical development through the weekend. But by next week actually, we expect some much better weather. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, eyewear was once perceived as dull frames that assisted an individual with their vision, but today they have transformed into funky, bold, fashionable frames that express personality. Our Danielle Miller reports.
We are now using our frames as a way to say who we are.
What do your frames say about you? Owner of Made in the Shade online boutique, LaShanta tells me women have ditched their traditional everyday eyewear and have evolved into wearing frames that illustrate their personality, style, and unique edge. Inspired by this feminine revolution, she recently launched her Corporate Girl collection designed to meet the fashion needs of her clients. But how do you select the ideal frame?
It's based upon, I would say, aesthetic. That's one. 2, frame, face, and also exactly what it is that you're trying to give off.
From women in their 20s to women in their 60s, the evolution of eyewear is not isolated to a demographic or profession. Frames are no longer attached to the stigma of poor eyesight, but a fierce statement.
Women are becoming confident with that because they're now saying, oh, the glasses ain't just like, no, the people like now saying, I want some. Girl, you have any good glasses? Like, I want frames, and not only that I want frames, I want more than one.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks for that, Denny, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.